red, pink, blue, yellow, green, rainbow, or white. I think white. White's pretty clean. White's pretty clean. Alright, what's up guys? Today, I'm basically going to be teaching you how to go from noob to pro. So it's probably going to be like a multi-part series, probably going to be episode 1. I'm just going to be teaching the basics of the game, how to feel more comfortable on the bike itself. And we're just going to go through the basics, give you some skills to learn, everything like that. So if you want me to continue this series, make sure you subscribe and let me know in the comments what you want to see next on this series, and make sure you hit like as well. And use code Cordial in the Fortnite item shop. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, so you've just got Descenders. You have this bike. You have this one bike. This is the only bike you have. You can't have these bottom two. You can't have the downhill, the hardtail. You only have the Enduro. In my opinion, this is the best bike in the game, but other people don't think so. So the first thing you will want to do is just sit in this lobby. That is it. Sit in this lobby and just get the flow of your bike. You don't really need to like be an expert to get your next two bikes. You really just need to know the basics, because all you need to do to get those two bikes is go to ride, career session, Highland, and just play the Highland, and you'll see these triangle pie nodes. You need to go on them. Make sure you click the same sponsor 3 times. So that could be enemy, kinetic, or boreal. Click it 3 times, do it 3 times, and then you'll get the 2 other bikes. Now these bikes, the first one, the default bike, is the Enduro. The second one is the downhill bike, and the third one is the dirt jumper. Now, you don't really need to know the whole gist of the game, but if you do, so for this first episode, we are going to be going on the Enduro bike, since this is going to be the bike you're going to be starting out on. Things you want to learn getting your sponsor. You really main things you want to know is how to keep a line going where it has consistent tricks, and making sure you land them properly. Knowing what ramps are good for tricks and what ramps aren't too good, where you should probably not risk it. And also making sure that you have good fakey balance. Even you have to have it really good at the moment, but just have that good fakey balance, because you will end up going fakey at one point, and it is hard to control if you're brand new to the game. So that's something we're going to be learning in this first part. So where to start off? The best place to start off is in this area right here, in my opinion. This dirt area, not the grass, but the dirt. All these jumps you see around you here are the same jumps that are used on the Highlands map. So really just getting the flow for these kind of jumps, so learning how to pump properly, just getting the flow for jumping. This is a skill you need to have in Descenders, and it is just crucial. When you land on your bike, you want to try and make it so you land like that. Your back tire is slightly hitting the floor first, and you're counter pumping as well. Counter pumping is basically pulling the right stick up just before you land. So you get these hops. You want to do that just before you land, so you don't get as much impact when you land. Because look, this is normal. You have a lot of impact. This is when you counter pump just before you land. So jump and counter pump. You don't get as much because you kind of, you go whoop, whoop, boom. You know, instead of going whoop, boom, you go whoop, whoop, boom, boom. Obviously you don't have to do it for every jump, but those high jumps you are going to want to know. For example, when you're landing flat, you're going to want to counter pump. That is a main crucial part of the game that not many people know about. All right, now let's move on to tricks. So in my opinion, these 2 jumps right in front of you here, this double here, and then this bridge kind of thing. These are 2 really good jumps to learn stuff on, because you can also link it to this little hip, and then you can also go from landing to takeoff here, which can send you to flat a lot. So you can get practice with the counter pump, which is nice to see. You want to start off on this big berm here if you want, and then just learn the basic tricks. You don't have to learn the difficult tricks, so you can just learn no-handers. You can learn backflips, 360, Supermans, all the basic tricks. You don't really want to be doing any too technical tricks like front flip 360s, because although they may give you more points, overall they're not that worth it if you're just going for the sponsor at the moment. That is your main priority, getting the sponsor, since you want the sponsor to have all the bikes unlocked, since you want more free room in the game. So yeah, learning your basic tricks like backflips, front flips, 360s, knack-knacks, no-handers. These are all crucial tricks. Making sure you have them on lock is very, very important for getting your sponsor and just getting more gear in general. You probably want to aim around so that you have your tricks really comfortable, you know what you're doing. Make sure when you do front flips, you're using your right stick as well, not just your left stick. So when you jump, you also want to hold both your sticks up. This is just going to give you a little bit more room to do the flip in the air, because normally this is how a front flip looks when you do it. So I'll do it here. You can kind of feel that you're a little bit uneasy. If you hold your right stick, you have more central balance, I guess. Here's a front flip with the right stick. It's just a little bit easier to land in my opinion. It also looks a little bit better. So if you're going for that aesthetic and you also just want to have more security on your front flip, definitely do that. I don't think security was the right word there. But yeah, you can learn backflip 360s if you want. Not recommended, but you can if you want. Just making sure you're comfortable with tricks is very crucial. I know I've gone over that a bunch of times, so it is just an important part of the game that everyone needs to learn. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is fakies. Now, no matter what, you are eventually going to end up going fakey and crash. It's inevitable. Faking is one of the hardest parts of the game, in my opinion, especially when you're new to the game, because if you notice, you're going above 30 kilometers an hour and you try to turn, your fakie will not turn. I think it's roughly 25 where you start to wobble when you go backwards on your bike. I think if you go like 15-ish, you'll be fine. So look here, if you're going slow enough, like 10 kilometers an hour or 15, you'll be fine. I reckon it's around 20 where you start to get like the wobbles. Yeah, it's 20. So if you're staying below 20, you can easily turn around when you do a fakie, stop, and just continue riding. But if you're above the speed of 20, which is most likely, since 20 isn't that hard to get, you are going to want to learn how to get out of the fakie and just go back to riding normally. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. Easiest way when you're new to the game, when you're going fakie, is honestly just to stop. Just hold brake, stop. Yes, you will lose your multiplier most likely, but it is worth it. Trust me, it is worth getting out that fakie, especially when you're new to the game, and just continue riding down to the bottom. So again, this is a good spot to learn. You just want to jump in and stop. It looks super basic, which it is, which is a good thing because you're going to be new to the game. So once you eventually get used to that, you can actually learn another technique, which is literally just 180ing out. Other people find this easier. Me personally, I find it easier as well, but sometimes if you're using your controller and sometimes you're leaning too far upwards or too far backwards, you can just fall on flat on your face and you will not be happy because you've just ruined your run fully. And yeah, so you really don't want to be going fakey when you're just learning the game, because learning these basic tricks will definitely help you in learning descenders and getting these next 3 bikes, which is a really good thing to get because you have more free roam of the game. Now, I'm going to make another episode after this, basically showing you all the tricks that come with every single bike, how you can do them, and making sure that you don't stuff up when you do the tricks, because sometimes when you do the tricks, you're going to crash because you don't have enough air time to do it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, leave a like, and comment what you want to see in the next episode, because I might have missed something in this one. And if you do play Fortnite, please use creator code CORDIAL, CORDIAL, in the item shop. Please and thank you. Alright, have a good one, guys. Peace.